then a 2-2 draw at Blundell Park. Is that a frustrating result in the end?
Yeah, I mean, I think especially first half we were almost just like so dominant in terms of number of chances created, in terms of how we used the ball, and then second half to a degree they started to come back into it a bit, but once again I think we were more than almost worth our value in terms of the win. But once again it's one of those things where it's more about the performance, so if we can keep performing, if we can keep improving our performance and getting better than what we delivered today, I think we'll be on the winning side of the result more often than not.
A couple of early chances from Beth and one from Holly Smith where she hits the post. Would the game have been different if those goals had gone in?
Yeah, I mean 100%. Like, I mean, goals change games is one of the biggest proverbs in football overall, but I think us going 1-0 down was very much against the run of play, but after that, after we got that level, I thought there was only really one team that were going to win it, and then almost by the end of the game it was looking almost a little bit hairy at times, where we were thinking, are we going to hold on to a draw, are we going to be able to find that chance? The game became very open in a way, so I think it's one of the things where if we score early we can then put more of our dominance on the game in a way, but again it's one of the things like I mean, we take the draw and we move on, but yeah.
Dronfield were very threatening at set pieces, especially on their corners. Do you felt you dealt with them accordingly?
No. I think set pieces we definitely need lots of work in terms of how we defend our set pieces. We haven't really done it much in training so far, in terms of the fact that we've been focusing on our in and our out of possession, how we look in almost like normal match play, but it's definitely an area that we need to get better at, and we need to almost become more dominant at in terms of both our attacking and our defensive set pieces. So yeah, it's a tricky one really, but it's an area that we need to work on and need to get better on.
Beth Wharton with 2 goals, she scored 2 goals last weekend as well. How crucial is she for your side?
Oh, I mean Beth's absolutely massive in terms of how we want to try play. It's really good that we've got almost a dominant striker up there who can run in beyond, who can receive the ball to feet. So Beth's a real asset really in terms of how she plays and almost how we try and build forward. For me it's almost, I want more players getting into them final third positions to try and find goals and to have that final almost touch, that final finish, so that we aren't too reliant on Beth in a way. So it's an area where I think we can improve in terms of our finishing of chances. I think we can score more goals, and it shouldn't all fall on Beth to be the final finisher in that regard.
And a mention for Chloe Thorpe in defence. Thought she had an excellent game today, clearing away balls, interceptions, getting herself in really good positions to deny Dronfield some good chances. How do you think she played today?
Yeah, I mean Chloe's excellent. I mean, so she came in this summer and she's really put her almost stamp and her authority to a starting position. So we're really pleased with almost how she's performed and how she's came into the team. It's one of them positions where it's very tricky because she's a right footer on the left hand side of the defence, so she has a bit of a challenge with that to a degree, but once again we're really pleased with almost how she's came in and she's almost showcased her ability in that regard.
And just a mention to the 373 supporters that came out today, what would you say to them? Yeah,
it's brilliant, it's awesome, it's something that I want to keep happening, I want it to keep growing, I want it to get better and better and better, where once again I think the more opportunities we get for things like this, where we get to play at BP or we get to play at a big venue, we want all the support we can get, because once again we want the women's game to grow in the area, and I think events such as this can have such a big impact on that, where once again I see loads of almost young, like I see like loads of sort of like young girls in the audience, and they're sort of like watching and they're like seeing almost their role models in a way, so it's something that we want to try build upon more and more and more.